So one day when you were in your room, doom scrolling on Instagram reels, you came across a fitness video that managed to give you a surge of motivation to start gymming. Nice. So you start doing wada wada masala, fighting polar bears, jogging 100 kilometers and lifting more than my Afrikaans time 2 percentage mark. It's not a joke. Then all of a sudden, I don't know where you burn out or just quit and you really don't know why. And you know what? It's all because of these 5 idiot mistakes you fucking make, you dumb idiot. But first, before we get into those points, I want to tell you that I was there. I was also there in my earlier stages of weightlifting, when I was also struggling with consistency, when I was still an amateur to this gym shit, pumping iron and everything, and I really struggled with consistency and everything like that. I know how it feels to constantly get motivated to go to the gym time and time again, and all of a sudden you just stop. And I know how frustrating it is. I know how angry it can make you, because one day you're just there gymming 5 days a week, all of a sudden boom, you're not doing anything, and then you just lay down at night looking at your roof wide awake, angry at yourself, punching the pillow, because you do want this. You do want to get consistent. You do want to make progress in your body, in your training. As an athlete, that's understandable. But you just don't know what's holding you back, you understand? There's no clear answer why you just keep going back to your old habits, to your old ways, and you're never consistent. And after you watch this video, fully watch this video, I promise, you're gonna understand everything that you're doing wrong, and you're gonna actually know what the hell is stopping you from getting consistent. How does that sound? Nah, everything specifically in detail. You're gonna know what's gonna make you consistent, right? What's making you inconsistent, okay? Isn't that aren't you excited? Yeah. Calm down. Keep it chill. Watch the video. So first off, on number 1, we have bad habits, specifically bad habits and overstimulation. Now, in my beginning stages of fitness and weightlifting, my journey in the training, with training and everything, I noticed now that I'm, advanced and everything, I'm 3 years into training. I noticed now that back then I was very, very overstimulated. I was still playing video games, watching pornography, and also I was also struggling with also eating a lot of junk food and everything, and a lot of other stuff that was overstimulating my mind. Now that I'm more advanced and everything, I realize now that back then, when I was constantly overstimulating myself with social media, video games, those bad habits and all, my mind wasn't really regulated to do any of the good tasks, the good habits like weightlifting, and this really decreased my potential in the gym and my consistency. It decreased my consistency. Overstimulating yourself with extra stuff too much won't really get you in the mood to do anything else productive, because every time you indulge yourself with these dopamine habits, overstimulation, your brain is gonna associate that with feeling good. And our brains, they love to feel good all the time, and they don't want to go to the gym and feel pain, you understand? So this is where dopamine detox comes into play. A dopamine detox is basically when you take all the bad habits, maybe for example, vaping, eating unhealthy, also pornography also, and other stuff. It's when you take all of those bad stuff and put it away, you completely stop them. But in this case, you're not just gonna take all your vices and put them away, especially as a beginner. It's really not gonna happen. Let's be even it's not gonna happen. Imagine you need to quit video games that you've been playing for 10 plus 5 plus years for for the gym that you're only interested in starting, interested in getting consistent in. It's not gonna happen. So this is my advice to you. I suggest that you go on a dopamine reduce. You just reduce the amount of vices you have, or at least reduce the amount of time you spend with those vices, okay? I know it's not as cool as a dopamine detox, but it's still gonna be you're still gonna be making progress. You are decreasing something, you're still making progress, you understand? So let's say with video games, you play 5 hours of video games, just make it a priority. Okay, spend 3 hours or 2 hours or maybe like just 1 hour, even though that's kind of the stage, but like you're still making progress, you're still going somewhere, you understand? And every time you spend less time with those vices, you're gonna spend more time, in the gym and everything like that, you see. But you must make progress, okay? You have to make progress. But I will tell you that one day you're gonna have to completely reduce the bad habits if you want to make more progress within your goal. There is gonna be a day where you actually gonna have to quit video games if you want to stick to bettering your body more, if you want to go to those next levels of something, and that's just the reality of it. You're gonna have to like make sacrifices to go further, that's just what it takes, and I hope you can do that. But for now, as a beginner, just focus on reducing those dopamine, reducing those vices, so that you can actually be consistent. And you'll notice if you reduce your dopamine enough, if you regulate your brain, because you quit so much of these overstimulating habits, you actually find out that your brain will actually want to go to the gym more. It's crazy. Like, I've also tried this. One day I implemented this dopamine detox thing, dopamine reducing thing. I cut off the junk food, I cut off the video games, I stopped the bad habits. I stopped the bad habits, and all of a sudden my brain just wanted to go to the gym. Like, I was excited to go to the gym because now all of a sudden there was less bad fun that I was having. Now my brain was like, let's have some good fun and go to the gym. you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how this works. It's like, okay, cool. It's crazy how this works because your brain is always looking for stimulation. And if your brain can't get that stimulation from the bad habits, it's gonna be like, you know what, gymming is nice, and it's gonna be stimulated by the good habits, you understand? So take my advice into consideration and actually like implement a dopamine detox slash dopamine reduce. So up next at number 2, we have overthinking. Haven't you noticed when you start something new that you've never started before and you want to get good at it, you do this thing where you overanalyze everything, and you might think this is a good thing, but actually it's really not, because overanalyzing something means like you thinking a lot about it, and when you think a lot about it, you overthink a lot about it, and when you overthink a lot about it, you not gonna really take much action. You understand what I'm saying? So basically what I'm saying, when you start something and then you think about, okay, what do you do here, 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 and then you try to learn everything, and then what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be overthinking, and when you're overthinking, you're not gonna really take much action. It happened with me. I'm not even joking. It happened with mostly everybody, like even my friends even. They ask me, oh, Lubelu, what do you do in the gym? What do you do for biceps? What do you do for legs? What do you do for wada masala? And I'm gonna lie to you, I always ask them, are you asking me all this advice, and that's good. I like it, but like, are you actually going to the gym? And it's like, nah, I'm gonna start 2 weeks from now. Now I'm like, oh, Ali, what the fuck? I can't be like just in my cop now. You asking me all this advice, but you've never stepped foot in the gym. What? Like, huh? It doesn't make sense. Like, I'm gonna lie to you. Okay, now that you got that down, I wanna also tell you about secret techniques that you can also implement to actually make, thinking easier, or taking action to go to the gym more consistently easier. And number 1 I'll give you is uniform. So in school, when we always wear uniform, in high school, especially in South Africa, we always wear uniform to school, blazer, same shirt, like the same blazers, the same shirts, the same shoes, the same pants and everything like that. We always wear the same uniform, same everything. You can even wear like every single day. And what this does is that, it makes us not overthink about what we're gonna, wear the next day, to help us basically focus on what's actually, important, which is school and learning. Otherwise, then school is gonna be a fashion show. You understand? And that's exactly what you, as a beginner, remember, as a beginner, are gonna have to do. When you be what many beginners like get wrong. What many beginners also ask me, like their friends, like, oh Lubelo, what should I wear? What should I wear on leg day? What should I wear in arm day? What should I wear in these days? And I'm like, hi guys, like just wear the same shit. But like, oh what? And I know what you might be thinking. You're like, oh what? Wear the same thing? But no, nigga, no. The jump is not a fashion show. You are in the jump to jump, and that's it, bruh. That is all. That's all you're there to do. I have seen a lot of people in my gym wear the same shit and nobody takes a second look. I ain't gonna lie. You know those cartoons where they always wear the same shit every episode? That needs to be you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay, maybe you can switch it up if you're doing legs and chest and everything. Maybe when you're doing legs, you can have the shorts. Maybe if you're doing arms, you can wear a vest or something, like a hoodie or something, but still keep it the same. You understand? Every time I open the door in my gym and I step in, the secretary is always gonna see me with a gray hoodie and the sweatpants and the dirty ass white shoe. Always. That's my basic default gym form. But one time when I wanna feel good, when I'm feeling gnarly, when I wanna put that shit on, I will, but not every day. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I just wear the same shit every day. And I'll give you some advice. Like you could do this like right now even. Go to Shein and search their Jump Men hoodies. The cheapest hoodie, you buy it. It doesn't have to be fashiony, it doesn't have to be flashy, it doesn't even have to be nice. Okay, just type in Jump hoodie Men gray or black, basic colors, bruh. It mustn't have any pictures because I think that's gonna have, it's gonna cost more, but it has to be cheap. And order sets of three hoodies or three shirts or whatever. Like buy them in bulk form so that every time you step into the gym you can have the same fits. Like maybe 3 or 4. I recommend you go with 4. I recommend you buy 3 to 4. 4 the maximum, 3 or 2 the minimum, you see. But just buy that, okay? Do that so that when you want to go to the gym you don't have to think about, oh, what do I wear? Now you already have your default thing already, okay? You already have the same shoes you wear, you already have the same shirt, the same hoodie, the same pants you wear, you see. Everything is the same, so there's no way to think about that. Another thing that you might also overthink with is meal prep. Another thing that makes you overthink is also diet, like the food you're eating before and after the workouts, And as beginner athletes, or as a beginner as yourself, I wouldn't say that meals are that important right now. The most important thing is for you to actually jump, is actually just consistency. Now I was also on the edge about this, but when you are, especially in your teenage years, and your mother or your parents are making the food for you and buying the food, you don't really have a say in what you can and cannot eat. You can't just take chicken outside of the fridge and just make yourself. You understand? You can't just do that. You understand? So I wouldn't say okay, diet is important right now. And I know it is important, and if you can afford, and if you can manage to have your own diet, manage to eat your own food, or your parents already have healthy meals filled with protein already, yeah, you can do that. You can eat that. Just forget, you can even skip this video altogether. But for most of us teenage athletes, the diet aspect of fitness is very complicated for us. I'm not gonna lie. There's a whole lot of macros and macronutrients that we want to be eating, like the protein intake that we want to be eating. We want to eat 6 eggs. We want to eat 10 eggs to hit our our protein goals. But it's Your mother and your parents won't allow you to eat just like 10 eggs every day. You understand? They won't allow you to just make your own, like, make your own chicken meal if it's not for dinner and everything. They won't just let you make chicken and rice out of nowhere if it's not for dinner. You understand? So the diet aspect part, don't focus too much on it. But if you can do something about it, definitely, okay? But just focus on being more consistent in the gym, okay? Don't worry about no diet, okay? But the thing is, when you get older and when you start getting your own money, then you can be like, yo, I want my diet to be nice, so you can actually make more progress. You understand? And I will say that also make workout routines for yourself. Go on ChatGPT and just say, create me a 60-minute workout routine that will help me build muscle in the gym, and it will create that for you, bro. And just follow it to a T every single day. I swear to you, at the exact same time, like type it in your phone, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. workout, 6 p.m. workout after school, push-pull legs, so that next time you step into the gym, you can be like, yep, there's my workout routine, let's do this, let's work. Don't have to think about everything, you understand? And I noticed that if you don't go to ChatGPT to actually get your workout routines as a beginner, and you go to these optimal fitness guys on YouTube, you're gonna get confused. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but you'll get confused the whole time, because if you get your workout routines from other people on YouTube and everything, especially as a beginner, and not ChatGPT, where everything is just like simple, you can just follow everything, like you're gonna get confused, because naturally when you get the advice from this guy, you're gonna wanna go and click on his other videos that have other workout routines that you could do, and they say that you must also do. So then you're gonna get confused. Oh, must I do this one or that one? But he had this one recently, and you're just gonna overthink. So please, as a beginner, go to ChatGPT. Take the ChatGPT's workout, do it for like 3 days. 90 days, 3 months, and maybe you can focus on YouTube stuff. But if that ChatGPT shit's working for you, then fair enough, bruh, honestly. And one thing that you notice, like, if you solve this problem with overthinking, you are gonna gain automaticity. You're gonna gain automatic. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Wait, I know what it means, but like I forgot what the meaning is. Like, fuck you, just Google it. Wait. So up next at number 3, we have social anxiety. So one time when I was in the kitchen with my sister, I asked her genuine questions, like, why isn't she like more consistent in the gym? Because she's been talking to me for like months, telling me, yeah, I'm gonna go to this gym, I'm gonna go to your gym and wada, but it just didn't happen. Like, so I asked about it, and she said something that really, like, I remember till this day. And she said that it's just like her social anxiety, like she has social anxiety. And I personally don't have that. I don't know what it is about me. I think I don't know, I'm special or something, but I don't have such social anxiety. But it made me think about my friends and other people who also have this problem with social anxiety. Like, they can't be around a lot of people for too long, otherwise they're gonna get anxious. And I always thought, what kind of bullshit is that, Aya? Because I feel like it's all in your fucking head. Aren't you a human being? Like, honestly, like, aren't you a human being? Like, us humans, we are social. Like, we're supposed to be out there and talking to the guy next to us, fist pumping, talking, smiling with each other the whole time. Like, are you not human? Talk about social anxiety, yeah. Like, bruh. And also, like, who do you think you are? It's like, it's all in your fucking head, but nobody's there watching you. Like, oh, who's that new guy in the gym? Oh, he's skinny as shit. Oh, what is he wearing? Those shoes dirty. Like, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody gives a fuck about you. I swear, people are like, look, everybody is judging me. Look at like, no one gives a fuck about you. I'm sorry, no one gives a fuck. They all in their own minds, they all in their own bubble, nigga. They all wanna also get buff on their own. Like, nigga, no one gives a fuck about you, nigga. They all are gonna glance at you for a few milliseconds and look back and think about their own problems in life. Like nigga, no one cares. No one cares about you. You're not that special. I'm sorry. You know. But listen, I know that entering a new environment can actually be scary for a lot of people, especially when you don't know anyone in the gym and everybody doesn't know you. And every time when you ask your friend to come to the gym with you, he keeps flaking because he's more indisciplined than you. You understand? So it does make sense that you could feel bad that you're like lonely in the gym and like no one's there that you actually know, and you do get scared. To that, I just have to say, and the advice I could give you there is just like get your own headphones so that you can surround yourself with a little bubble and just work out, honestly. Just fucking work out. Put on your favorite playlist, you know, get in your own bubble and just zone out in the workout. The fourth thing that's holding you back from actually getting consistent is novelty, which basically just means jumping from one thing to the next. Sound familiar? Like your workout routines, no? Yeah. I have a lot of people, like specifically friends and even like family members, that come up to me and be like, "Oh, Lubelo, what's the most optimal workout routine? Should I do push-pull legs? Should I do full body workout? Should I do bro split? Should I do what? And I always ask them first, okay. What have you been doing? And then they're gonna tell me, how many weeks have you been doing it for? Like 1 week. And I'm like, golly, 1 week. Dude, nigga, I know that I'm buff and I have like a good physique and all, but like, and you wanna my workout routine to get my results. But you need to understand, like, your workout routine will work if you stick to it for a long time. Most beginners, what they get wrong is that they think, okay, cool, there has to be one optimal, perfect workout routine that I could do that will make me the most amount of progress fast. And that is just not true. Take my words seriously now, no? The best workout routine that you can follow is the workout routine that you enjoy the most. If one YouTuber be like, okay, cool, no, the best workout routine is push-pull legs, and you actually like full body, do full body. Give a fuck about what that YouTube guy says, bruh. Do full body, because even if it is true, bro split or even push-pull legs is more optimal for muscle gain. Do what you enjoy the most, because weirdly enough, you actually build more muscle doing the full body thing, because you actually enjoy it more, which means you're gonna get consistent, which means that you are actually gonna do it with more enjoyability, more intensity. You're gonna do everything with a smile, which actually will get you more muscle than the optimal gains thing, you understand? And many beginners also love to get their workout routines, and also many people that are starting to get into fitness, or even like basic athletic things, like into fitness and athletic performances, that they like to get their workout routines from Instagram, like social media reels and everything. And the problem with this is that social media, TikTok, they have a lot of influencers teaching different things, you understand? And and you might think, okay, no, that's good, but it's actually bad, because when you go onto Instagram and you see all these influencers, okay, saying you gotta do this for this, you gotta do that and that, you always constantly doubt yourself and thinking what you're doing is wrong, but what you're doing is right. All you need to do is stick with it. All you need to do is give it time. You understand? But oh no, you want to scroll on social media. People go to the gym, want to be bodybuilders, want to build more muscle. Then they open Instagram reels one night and be like, and see this influencer saying that big muscles on everything. You need to be an athlete, a hybrid athlete, and wada, and they'll be like, yup, I'm gonna be a hybrid athlete now. I'm gonna delete my whole routine to be a hybrid athlete. Like, do you want that? Like, just ask yourself, do you want that? Okay, like, do you want to build muscle? Then stick to your routine. Okay, just please, they just seek novelty the whole time. You understand? So the main takeaway in this point is that you need to stick to the workout routine that you enjoy. That's it. That's all. That's all you can do. Okay. That's all you can. Okay. So lastly, but definitely not leastly, is number 5. And number 5 is rushing progress. So me and you, no, we're both human. We're both human beings that have ambition. We want to achieve things. We have goals, right? Right? And that means we want to make progress. But sometimes we want to make progress fast, a little too fast, don't you think? But what if I told you that wanting to make progress way too fast is actually bad? You understand? Because once you think to yourself, okay, how can I make progress as fast as possible? All of a sudden, you're gonna do aggressive, hard, advanced things instead of the basics, because you have this kind of like pride to yourself that I'm like, nah, I'm too good for the basics. And it's good to have confidence, but nigga, you are a beginner. Like, you haven't done this shit. Why are you acting like you are intermediate or advanced already when you are a beginner? And I want to take you back to this one time when I was talking to my friend Mushe, and he was telling me all about how he's running and everything. One time when we were walking next to each other, he pulled out his phone and he tapped on an app that showed me that how much kilometers he ran on the road. Me being me, I tried to compete with him. I was like, nah, I can do that. Probably 10 kilometers every day. So next day I did 10 kilometers. I woke up, put on my shoes, got out the door, and I started to run 10 kilometers. And the more I ran, the more tired I felt, bruh. And honestly, the more I ran, the more tired I felt, you understand? But eventually I completed the 10 kilometers, and I didn't really feel good. I kept on telling myself that I feel good, but I didn't feel good, nigga. My feet hurt, I was hot, I was sweaty. Okay, I was tired, and I'm pretty sure the whole day I just did nothing. Okay, my body was like hurting all over. The next day I told myself, okay, cool, I'm gonna run 10 kilometers again. I did not do 10 kilometers. You know what I did that day? Nothing, nigga. I was still sore from yesterday. And the next day after that, I also didn't run because it's like, so yeah. So this is exactly what I wanna like share with you. Is like, don't fall into this trap of wanting to make progress too fast as a beginner. You are a beginner. Stick to the fucking basics, because if you stick to the basics, that is initially what's gonna make you feel good to do more advanced stuff. But you need to stick to the basics. All right, you need to stick to the basics. So if you're going to the gym as a beginner, start with 3 workouts, please. Especially if you're one of those beginners they don't really like the gym at all. They don't really like the gym. Start with 3 workouts, okay? Even if it's too much for you, just start going to the gym. Just like walk into the gym and work out. That will be still good for you. Yeah, that will still be good for you. Even if you walk into the gym, smell the ventilation the gym ventilation in the gym, and worked out, that will still be 10 times better. Okay, but one time, if you go into the gym and you're not really less, just go on the treadmill. Okay, just go on the treadmill and treadmill for like 5 minutes in this workout. Honestly, just show up. That's my rule for consistency. Whatever I do, I don't care what it is, I just show up. Okay, because what your brain likes to do is that it will create, it wants to be tough. It wants to keep itself sturdy, your brain. But that sturdiness, that sturdiness will get you nowhere. Honestly, it will just get you to burnout, inconsistency, and that's exactly the trap that you fall into time and time again. The next time you want to do something or start something and your brain is like, hey, let's do more, I want you to tell the doctor to open up your skeleton And then you just have to mood your brain. You just have to mood your brain, just like then and there. It's like, just like give your brain a left hook, a right hook, an uppercut. Honestly, because our brains like to keep themselves like stirred and everything. So the takeaway is that you should not feel like you're too good for the basics. You should not. You're a beginner. You should live in the basics, nigga. For now, okay? So to wrap this video up, I just want to say that staying consistent isn't really about perfection. It's really not. It's mainly about beating those small battles with yourself, beating those bad habits that you've been doing for years. And honestly, the more you beat those battles, the more you beat the bad habits, even if it's just small, battles with yourself, it's still progress. Okay? As a beginner, every bit of progress is a win for you, and you should feel better and better every time you make them. You understand? That's the glory of becoming a beginner. You should actually be proud and happy and excited to be a beginner in the gym. I was hyped the first time I stepped into my first gym and I just started gymming, honestly. So you should also be as well. You understand? So please keep it simple. Okay? The next time you get some free time, just go on ChatGPT, ask it to make you about like what 3x workout routines, X, Y, and Z workout routines that you can do in the gym for the day. Pack your bag, pack your meal, and just go. Just go. Honestly, just fucking go. Just like you should go to these videos or this video, wherever the fuck it is. Just go to the gym and one of these videos, wherever they are. I don't know. Yeah, fuck